How's it going, guys? Welcome to the first video in the third season at Inter. I'm really looking forward to this season for many different reasons. You know, the last season was a very successful one, winning the treble. We won the Italian Cup, we won Serie A, and then we won the Champions League. Hugely successful season that was. But this season we've got even more to play for. For example, the European Super Cup today against Borussia Dortmund. But we've also going to be playing in the Club World Championship around Christmas time, December time, so we've got that to play for as well. So we want to do good in Serie A again. We want to defend our title. We want to win the Italian Cup if we can, which would be a tough ask because we've already won it 2 seasons in a row, and we want to do good in the Champions League and win the Club World Championship. So you know, I'm really looking forward to this season, and I've got a really good squad together now, in my opinion, or a squad I can work with, and I will be confident against any club in the world. If you can remember in the game against Real Madrid, I wasn't too confident. I was 50-50 with it. But if I face Real Madrid right now, I'd have all the confidence to win them. So we've spent a lot in the transfers, but we've also sold players for a lot of money as well. And I just want to quickly clear something up. If you can see all these players here that we've got in, you know, they was originally Inter Milan players, but in Italy, you may have noticed, if you've managed in Italy, quite a lot of the players are 50% owned. So I'm going to use an example here. Moro, Icardi, Sampdoria, you know, they own 50% of him and we own 50% of him. So towards the end of like that contract or whatever it is, the 2 clubs bid on him, and we bid 2.2 million, so we won him. But if they would have bid, say, 2.3 million, they would have won him and we would have got the money. So that's how it works. Some of these players I didn't really want to get, but I can sell them on for profit. For example, like we've got Tassi there from Borussia, you know, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. You know, we didn't bid anything on him and we got him, so we could sell him in the future for even 100k. We've made a profit, you know what I mean? It's just as simple as that. So they're the first of our transfers, but I already classed them as our players anyway. They were in the reserves or out on loan. But before we get into the transfers in, I'm going to go through the transfers out and just go through the main ones and explain why I sold these guys. Right, first of all is Matteo Kovacic. He went to PSG for £33.5 million, huge amount of money. And the reason why I sold him, not because I didn't like him or I didn't like the style of play. He's an amazing player, but he always got injured, and you literally had to, you know, he's actually injured right now, so that just proves my point. He's actually out for 4 weeks. You know, in games he'd play amazing, but when he got injured, and he got injured regularly. Not always serious injuries. The most it'd be like 5-6 weeks, which is still huge in a season anyway if you've been playing games. But the other thing is, his fitness always seems to be lacking a little bit, so he'd be going into a game and quite a lot of the times he'd have 80% conditioning, and you'd have to literally play the game around him and bring him off at certain times because his performance had dropped through being tired. So we cashed in on him, and I thought that was a good bit of business. Next of all is Andrea Ranocchia. He went to Monaco for 30 million, and I'm going to explain more why I sold him when I go to the transfers in. You know, 30 million, I just couldn't pass that by. That's a lot of money, a good price for a player I wasn't really too keen on originally anyway. But yeah, he played amazing for us, and I can highly recommend Ranocchia. What a great defender he is. But 30 million, great bargain. Or what shall I say? We've got a good deal. As you can see, all these other players have come out here. Quite a lot of free transfers, basically players that didn't really have a future at the club. Next of all is Leandro Damea. He went to Sporting Lisbon for nearly 11 million. Thomas Callas went to Parma for 1 million. Douglas Costa, he went to Monaco for 33 million. He actually got voted the Serie A Player of the Year last season. 33 million though. Wow, that's a lot of money. Really like Douglas Costa. He had a great season last season, but in my opinion, I've brought in an even better player for Douglas Costa for, you know, a lower price, and I'll get to that in a bit. But you know, that's a lot of money. Sully Montari went to Valencia for 1.5 million. Anthony Revilliere, who's one of my all-time favourite signings on this Football Manager for sure, probably is. He went to Lyon for 675,000, even though he's 35 years old now. And we actually got him on a free transfer and got some good use out of him. He was just amazing when he played for us. But we've replaced him as well. I just thought that was a good bit of business as well, it's got to be said. Let's have a little look. Darren Fletcher went to Braga for 2.3 million. Good servant for us whenever he played really well. And that really concludes our transfers out. And in total we've got 115 million pounds or euros, whatever you want to call it, 115 million pounds. And I think that's really good. Our first transfer in, or the first transfer, that I class as the transfer in, is Lars Bedner. He come from Borussia, he come from Bayer Leverkusen for 28 million. This guy is basically the replacement for Cambiasso. I really wanted a young-ish defensive midfielder, and this guy just oozes class. One of the best on the game in my opinion, and I always wanted to bring him in to one of my clubs. Just a great player. I've watched him play in real life, and he is amazing. Him and his brother, I think it's his brother anyway, Sven, he plays for Borussia Dortmund. Great players, and if you can look at his stats, it says it all really. He's just a physical freak. Robert come from Fluminense, or whatever you want to say, for 2.2 million. He's a young un. He's only 18 and he's got a lot of potential there, as you can see. Only 18, he's going to be a really, really good player in the future. To replace Revier, Martin Montoya from Barcelona for 4.9 million. I think he's a really good bargain, and he's just going to improve in the future. He's only 24, so when he's at the age of say 27, he's going to be a really, really good player. And so far so good in the pre-season. He's been good for us. And this guy is replacing Douglas Costa for 22.5 million. Bearing in mind we sold Douglas Costa for 33 million or whatever it were. This guy, I think he's basically mainly a striker, but he's been playing in the attacking midfield role on the right hand side. And I've got a player here what can play in either role. He can play as a striker or play as an attacking midfielder, and I think that is amazing. He's only 23. He's just turned 23. And just look at his attributes already. His acceleration, his stamina, his teamwork, his work rate. All of these are just going to get higher and higher. Going to work on his dribbling and his finishing and his crossing. This guy's going to turn into a complete beast. And I think this guy is probably my favourite buy of the season so far, probably. Next vote is Ramirez from Chelsea for 23 million. I wanted to get a world-class midfielder in, but Ramirez is one of my all-time favourite midfielders on the game on Football Manager. If you watch my Chelsea save, I always had Ramirez in the team. Just a classy player. His tackling, his work rate, everything about his game is amazing, and his stamina as well. You need that in midfield, so I'm really happy we got Ramirez. We got Bose Myhill on a free transfer. Bose Myhill, I think, is a really good goalkeeper, but we just will need him for emergency backup. We've got Jan Kirchhoff from Bayern Munich for 5.5 million. We sold Ranocchia for like 30 odd million, and we've got this guy for 5.5 million, who I think is actually a better player. He's only 24. He's the same height as Ranocchia, 6'5", big guy, and he's one of my preferred centre backs, as I've got him on my Middlesbrough save currently. So I just think that's a good bit of business that we did as well. We've got Anders Lindegaard from Man United for 500,000. Obviously he's going to be our backup goalkeeper. Whenever I've gone against my gut feeling, something bad's happened. So Lindegaard, I've got him in because if something happened to Handanovic, we need a goalkeeper, and I think he'll do a good job for us at backup. He's 31, he's Danish. You've always had a good goalkeeper from Denmark, Pete Schmeichel, you know what I mean? So I'm just really happy we've got him. Next vote is Samuel Eto'o from Chelsea for 350,000. Fair enough, he's going to be like 35 soon, he's 34 at the moment. But if anything happens to Benteke, I need a backup striker, and I know Samuel Eto'o will perform good in Serie A or in Europe. Even at his age, he's still going to be a good player. So I'm really happy we've got him. And next of all is Xabi Alonso for nearly 2 million from Real Madrid. This guy, I personally thought, or personally know, Liverpool went downhill after they sold Alonso. It just wasn't the same, and it's took them up until now to really build up again. And Alonso, even at the age of 33 for me, is pretty young as a player with his style. He's not like an attacking player. If you're 33 and you're an attacking player, your performance isn't going to be too good. But if you're more of a deep line playmaker or more of a defensive player, I think you get better with age. I think up until the age of like 36 you get better. That's my personal opinion. Maybe not physically, but mentally and technically I think you get better. For the price, just an amazing player. Look at his mental attributes. He's going to be a key role this season without a doubt. And that's it. And we spent 91 million. So more's come in, transfer fund wise. More's come in. We sold our players in total for 115 million, and we've bought players for 91 million. So I think we've done well, and I think we've improved the squad without a doubt, in my opinion. So that's about that. So let's go to the tactics, what we'll be using against Borussia Dortmund. The starting 11 will be Benteke, Andre Schürrle, Kevin Volland, Ramirez, Sami Khedira, Lars Bendtner, David Santon, Balanta, Kirchhoff, Montoya and Handanovic in the goal. So that is a really solid starting 11, and we've got a really good bench as well. So let's go to the game, guys, and wish me luck. Winning the Super Cup will just be a great way to actually we've just won the Super Cup against Lazio in the last game. We actually won like 2-1. Actually a pretty difficult game. They've got a really good squad. Marco Reus, Sahin, who I really rate, Matt Hummels. Yeah. And we've actually got Sven Bednar actually on the bench. Let's start the match, guys, against Borussia Dortmund. So they kick off. Ramirez on the ball. Yeah, please leave me your opinions, what you think of my transfers for the third season. I've just basically, I think I've done well. I've done really well actually in the first 2 seasons. Nearly winning Serie A in the first season, winning the Italian Cup. I always wanted that team where I just feel confident in all areas of the game, whether it's up front, midfield, or in defence, or even goal. I've got cover for all areas now, and I can mix and match the formations and play against different teams in different ways. Even though I like to stick with the same formations, but I could do that if I wanted to. Okay, looks like Benteke has picked up a slight knock, but he seems to be okay now. I love watching Borussia Dortmund, by the way. Andre Schürrle through on goal. Yeah, I should have scored that. He scored quite a few goals in pre-season. I'll actually show you the fixtures we had in pre-season after the game, in fact. I got a little bit carried away with the transfers. But literally it's one of my favourite transfer windows of all time for me, personally, on this game, getting the players in and everything like that. And by the way, if you're thinking, or certain people are thinking, how come you got so much money for, certain players, it's because whenever you win the Champions League or you win, a league, the value of your players goes up an insane amount. Like you could get a guy on a free transfer, for example, who are worth 10 grand. If you win the Champions League, he's going to go up to a couple of million at least. Kirchhoff on the ball anyway to Ramirez and Balanta. It's Andre Schürrle. And if you've noticed, we've actually got a few German players in the squad now. We've got Volland, we've got Sami Khedira, we've got Bednar, Schürrle, and Kirchhoff as well. Montoya on the ball to Khedira. Come on, we should have scored that by now, I reckon, with these chances. Khedira, Ramirez, David Santon. Come on. Oh, again, off target. 61% of the possession. We've had 3 clear-cut chances. Ramirez has picked up a knock. That's not good. Okay, I'm just going to let him play on a little bit. Khedira Benteke now, moving away from the defender. Good save there by the Borussia Dortmund goalkeeper there. Really good save. I thought you were going to score that there. Right, Valand with the corner kick. Whoa! I thought that went in again. 33 minutes gone. We've had so many clear-cut chances, in my opinion. Yeah, let's substitute Ramirez. Let's take this corner first. I think I'll bring on Alonso. Right, Khedira picks it up to Benteke. Kevin Valand. Fuck's sake. Yeah, not a few terrible efforts, it's got to be said. Like, literally. Okay, nearly half time. Basically, I'm going to tell them to keep it up as they've been playing, because shit, sooner or later we must score, you know. Start second half now. Oh yeah, by the way, I mean, I don't know how many days this will be after the Europa League final, but congratulations to Sevilla. I actually watched the game, penalty shootout. Very unlucky for Benfica. I mean, they've been so unlucky in finals, haven't they? I'm sure I've seen a stat what said they've lost 7 finals in a row. And I don't know if that's true, but I mean, if it is true, that's insane. That's really bad luck. Okay, Alonso to Khedira. Charlotte. Oh, gets it past. Right, Khedira now. Yeah, I remember Sevilla when they used to have Freddie Canute, and they won the Europa League or the UEFA Cup 2 seasons in a row. By the way, Benteke just scored, thank God. Yeah, Sevilla had a really good squad back then. Like Dani Alves used to play for Sevilla, didn't he? Who else? And they've had some good players for sure over the years. Okay, we've got a throw in here. Santon to Alonso. Nice pass towards Valand. Benteke. Good save again by the Borussia Dortmund goalkeeper. I've actually had him on my ultimate team. The Borussia Dortmund goalkeeper, really good goalkeeper he is. Benteke's going in. Right, Schürrle. Right, Khedira, he should pick this up. Passes it to Valand. Valanta. Alonso, Kirchhoff to Montoya. Right, Valand. Thought you were going to hit it first time there. It's a free kick to Borussia Dortmund. Right, Lars Bender to Schürrle. You know, it's going to be so hard for the midfield to get it past Lars Bender, you know, throughout the seasons and everything like that. He's a beast. Oh, bit of a sloppy header there by Kirchhoff. Sprays it out wide to Montoya. Okay, Volland now with a good opportunity to get the ball in. Nice play. Benteke, lovely goal. Nice teamwork there. It's the second goal of the game for Benteke. We've completely dominated Dortmund here. You know what? I wanted to do a save with Borussia Dortmund, but you know the names of some of the players, man. It's just literally impossible to say. And I don't want to sound like an idiot on the video pronouncing all these names. Whoa, Marco Reus there with a shot. Yeah, but I said in my last video towards the end of it, I think that I'd like to start maybe an Arsenal or Man United save. Why I wanted to start a Man United save is to try and like rebuild them, because at this moment in time they're a club / team that needs rebuilding, you know, for the future. And you know, they'll get a manager in. Obviously there's rumours who that manager will be. I mean, I've heard, you know, it's the current negotiations are not going plain sailing, and I've heard Ryan Giggs is wanting certain things. I don't know, but you know, Man United will be a force in the footballing world. You know, they will get a manager in and they'll do well. But you know, I just thought it'd be interesting to rebuild them myself in my own way and see what I can do with them on Football Manager. And Arsenal, you know, since they've been on this dry spell without trophies, it's such a great club, great facilities, great stadium, everything. You know, even financially they're amazing. It'd be just good to start a save with Arsenal. And plus, you know, I've seen everyone else do saves with Arsenal, and they seem to have a really good time doing it. Anyway, we've won Borussia Dortmund 2-0. Really, really good game. I think we should have put away more chances, but I can't complain. You know, we played it, and it's still a team that needs to gel together, and you know, with a performance like that, we're going to have a really good, strong season. So anyway, I'm going to show you the pre-season games we played. We had a 9-0 victory against Borgo Minero, 9-0. Then we had a 4-0 win against Rapid Vienna, a 3-0 win against the Inter Reserves. Inter Reserves actually played some good football as well. And then we had a 5-0 victory against Flamengo, a 2-1 win against Lazio in the Super Cup final. Benteke and Palanta with the goals there, but we actually went behind. I'm sure we did. I think we went behind and then Palanta scored late on. Yeah, he did. He scored on the 89th to win it for us. So we're kind of fortunate there to score those goals. But anyway, we've got a really cool season coming up, and I hope you enjoy the future videos. Sorry if this has dragged on a little bit. Hopefully you'll carry on watching the series. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care.